Hello, twin flames. All right, let's do a reading. It has been a couple of days. Just been doing my thing. Vibes have been here. Divine Feminines, whatever you were currently facing. I think the last reading I did, we were facing some triggers based on readings that we were either doing for ourselves, getting from others, or just seeing. And it was because our discernment wasn't up to scratch, is what I want to say. But let's see what's happening now, what Spirit, the Divine Masculine, wants us to know right now. What's going on for the Divine Feminines, part of this collective. Divination. As I was talking about divination. So divination, fertility. Let me just pull all of these and then I'll come back because I know there's going to be a lot of talking. Okay, so I don't know where I was because I didn't realize that my phone said 20%. So essentially what I was just saying before I noticed was there's new beginnings that are coming in for you. You're seeing proof of them, but you're also intuiting new beginnings. So you're picking up on new beginnings. And your ability to, with the fertility card, your ability to welcome those new beginnings in is really going to be refreshing and cleansing for you. And you're getting a lot of clarity around that. Let's go ahead and keep pulling. Oh, we've got both Scorpio cards there. Fertility and desire, babes. If you guys, there's a possibility for some of you guys to get pregnant this weekend. So if that is something you don't want, then please take the appropriate precautions. There's healing going across it. I'm going to leave that there. Energy and cleansing. We've got both citrus. So we've got the lemon and the orange. That's really interesting. Get one card for clarity here. Duality. Stimulation. And there's Aries energy there, Aries energy there. Okay, so some of you guys, yeah, there's some sexy time happening for some of you. I don't know why I'm picking up on that specifically. So this new beginning is going to be like a heralding in with physical intimacy for some of you. Others of you, it's going to be, and with that physical intimacy for some of you, it's actually going to result in probably in a pregnancy. And for others of you who aren't wanting that, this is really just, there's like this regeneration of this new cycle between you and your Divine Masculine is really what I'm picking up here. Aries energy thrice. Aries, Aries, Aries over the healing there. I want to read the divination, the meaning, like what it says in here, because sometimes these readings, they don't, like these cards, there's more to it in here. So let's see. You are the master of your own free will, aligned with the divine, and at present, energies are strong deep within you to help change your destiny and meet challenges powerfully. And then underneath that, we have longevity. This is something that you're probably welcoming in for a long period of time here. I don't know why I'm picking up on heavy sexual energy here. Maybe this is going to be a sexual reading. A phase in which trust, completion, a sense of belonging and peace has been reached is signified by the appearance of chrysanthemums. Deeper intimacy in relationships is highlighted, and you may want to explore this area of your life as a long-term commitment needs attention. A cycle of learning is coming to an end for you now, or you now have all the facts you require. Creative blocks, melancholy, and weak boundaries are challenges. Yeah, and with this desire energy here, I want to read this healing It's almost like there's like sexual healing happening here. And you're having this realization, this understanding about the sense of duality between you. I haven't read that card in a while. I'm going to read the duality card. There's, with this energy and cleansing here, the lemon and the orange, there's just a lot of refreshment. The watermelon with the fertility, cleansing with the lemon, energy with the orange. There's like a lot of freshness that's being added into this connection here. Where are we at? 27. It is time to look at the shadow and the light in conjunction with each other. Each is as strong as the other, and both have positive qualities and learning points for you. The answer to any question is maybe, and perhaps moving away a little will allow a better view, as bananas ask that you stand back and look at the horizon. Do not give in to any situation that doesn't align with you at present. And then clarity, that's number 1. New ideas, breakthroughs, and increases in finances and resources are all indicated, and you should trust your own judgment. There is a strong chance of triumph over a difficult challenge and the opportunity for sudden growth in what you are currently undertaking. That's so weird. Relationships will be focused on the physical with lust, sex, and passion high on the agenda. Be careful of overthinking, self-sabotage, and roadblocks placed by others. Guys, we need to get the Tarot of Sexual Magic here. I'm obviously not going to be able to show the illustrations on the cards because TikTok will get rid of the video. But head to the next video. I know we're only 7 minutes in, but head to the next video if you feel called to know more about this. If this has been something that has been a block or has been lacking in your connection with your divine masculine, let's come back to this. Okay, this is part 2 of the twin flame reading. I'm gonna have to shuffle these slightly off camera because of the graphic content. So I won't be able to show them, but I'll tell you what they are. This is the Tarot of Sexual Magic. And you know what? I am not usually guided. What is that? I'm not usually guided to like do sexual readings on here, but all of those cards were pointing to it. So let's see what's up with that. Spirit, Divine Masculine, thank you for these messages. What do we need to know about the nature of this new beginning that is obviously so very obviously rooted in sexual intimacy? Okay, so we've got the 4 of Swords, and on this card it's a lot about self-pleasure and like the separateness of that, and I feel like that has been a process in which you both have been, for whatever reason, needing to really tune into that. For whatever reason, it was like you were guided toward Divine Feminine. You were being blocked off from your sexual connection with your Divine Masculine and they were guided toward their sexual connection to themselves. You were blocked off from the sharing of the sexual connection because you needed to focus on your own sexual connection within yourself. This is going back to the sacral chakra healing energy. The 7 of Cups came out reverse. I don't really read reversals. We've got like a turtle here, or a tortoise. I think it's a tortoise. So this has been really slow and really sort of like there's something about fantasy here. You guys really needing to fantasize individually, because I feel like there was just that. You know, this reading obviously isn't going to be for everyone, but like a lot of you guys were really needing to get clear on what your fantasies were. Yeah, the 4 of Cups, because you both had a lot, but you weren't sharing them in the connection. And this might be hard for some of you to hear, but like you'll know if this is for you. But it's almost like in the least confronting way, you knew that you guys weren't reaching your sexual potential together. It's almost like you both have fantasies or desires for that shared space, but for whatever reason there's not a comfortability to share that, or just a willingness to share that. And I think this is where both of you, I'm not sure why this was, and we can look into that. Knight of Pentacles. It's almost like the seed for that hadn't been sown yet. This one I can show because it's not overly, like, they're not naked or anything. But see how he's offering her this, like, seed, this fruit? The seed was needing to be sown here. King of Wands. The seed of shared intimacy needed to be shared. Why? The Star. And in this depiction, sorry guys, she's, you know how the star card, she's getting the water, she's pouring the water onto her male counterpart here, onto his body. Your divine masculine wasn't open to receiving their desires from you, the acts being performed. They were very much in a giving state. And while that is the masculine's, like, job, and the feminine's job is to receive, there also needs to be a giving back in order for that flow to continue to happen. And for whatever reason, your divine masculine, was just, this is interesting because here we have the masculine, what is this? The Page of Pentacles. The masculine feeding the feminine the water, but here we've got the feminine pouring the water on the masculine. So this is really where masculine doesn't know how to, in this connection, this masculine doesn't know how to accept. It's almost like they know how to give sexually, physically, but they don't know how to receive. And that's something that has been coming up quite a lot. You would have noticed in your connection, your physical connection. The Eight of Pentacles here. There wasn't a sense of comfortability with receiving when it came to the masculine receiving. And the Seven of Swords, here they're both sort of just like turned away from each other. And they're not, she's wanting romance. She's wanting the deep physical romantic connection, and he's ashamed of his, he's cowering in the corner in this photo. He's ashamed of his nakedness. He's ashamed of his body. She's ready to embrace it through him, but she's not ready to embrace it on her own. It's almost like the only way that the divine feminine in this connection knows how to embrace her sexuality has been through another person. And the divine masculine, it's the opposite. So the divine masculine hasn't known how to embrace their sexuality in connection, and the divine feminine hasn't known how to embrace their sexuality without another person to embrace that first, if that makes sense. So it's the opposite here, and this is the work that you guys have been doing emotionally over the last 12 to 18 months has been preparing for this. The physicality is always the last thing that comes together, right? And in this instance, forever, it's forever. Okay. However, it's meant to be physical connection. There are twins where this isn't an issue. This isn't something that they have to work through. This is something that comes naturally to them. So this is for those who it isn't coming naturally to, and it doesn't for whatever reasons. And, the divine feminine has really been pushed to embrace her own desire and her own sexuality apart from her divine masculine, and her divine masculine has only been willing to embrace their own sexuality, with their own relationship with their own sexuality with themselves, because that is something they can control, and it makes them feel out of control when put in a situation to receive sexually from their divine feminine. Can you see how I'm pointing out the similarities here? We've got the Ace of Wands, and this was coming up this is really interesting. This is coming up all week. Look in the fire in the background, there's two people in the flames, the twin flames. And here they are embraced. She's naked, they're both giving and receiving to each other at once, just by laying there, just by enjoying each other's, the simplicity of just laying with each other, if that makes sense. So then what's next? For this? Oh, the Empress. Yeah, the divine feminine is really, really, she's very much in tune now with her own sense of sexuality. It's coming from a place of having worshipped herself sexually. The Five of Wands and the Four of Wands. Okay, so the divine masculine is no longer wanting to view sexual acts externally, if you know what I mean. He's now wanting to literally, Four of Wands, recreate those in his physical reality. He doesn't want anybody else to end up taking you. Oh, okay, one sec, let me pull some more. Divine feminine, you might have been thinking about your past experiences with lovers, not in a way where you're wanting them, but you're remembering how you experienced desire in those moments, and you're noticing the lack of it here. I see that you and the divine masculine talking about things you want to do to each other. Look, I don't know if there's a part 3, but I still feel like there's some shit be missing from this sexual reading. Divine masculine, what do you want the divine feminine to know? Three of Wands. Okay, so he's feeling desire. I'm just saying he for the sake of simplicity. You're both going to be feeling desire. And okay, so with the Five of Wands here, what does it say about the Five of Wands in this deck? Because the meanings, they do have different. That's that one. Okay, number 5, watching. Yeah. Watching. Okay. So, yeah. What is this saying here? All right. There's the Four of Swords again, the solo time, due to the divine masculine watching, consuming content during solo time. That has, what is that? Oh my, that has been a boundary. Some of you guys have set boundaries about that, and that is actually, has that helped? Yes. It has helped, because now the divine masculine's desires aren't being stifled by or repressed by shame, around their own shame of engaging in the act. Some of them would much rather watch and sort themselves out. But some of you have set a boundary about that, and that's fair enough. And because of that, it's actually allowed them, for them to honor that boundary, which they have, that has actually allowed them to see just how much it has suppressed, how much it has suppressed their willingness, capacity, and ability to want to engage. It's almost like, obviously, the latter is easier, Yeah, 10 of Wands. There's a lot of burdens surrounding that. I'm trying to be careful how I word this because obviously I can't just, they're not one that they've never had adventure. You, Divine Feminine, you are adventurous, and the last time that you guys engaged this way, it was adventurous because there was somehow the Divine Feminine was able to take control of that situation, or it just happened really, and it was an adventurous situation, and it is something that they are realizing. Yeah, it's gone from 10 of Wands to 10 of Pentacles. They're realizing there's lots of togetherness instead of separateness here. Their desire they're able to recognize their desire, and they're able to, I don't know, something shifted. What's shifted that's made them just want to just engage with you instead of doing the same old. Two of Swords. What has shifted? Okay, so what has shifted is they don't have anything to blind them to this anymore. The Sun. There's been growth that's happened here. There's growth and there's fruitfulness. There's lots of fruit in these last few cards. And this Eight of Swords keeps coming up at the bottom here. There's lots of abundance and fruitfulness. And strength here. It's almost like you, Divine Feminine, all this work on boundaries that you have been doing has been so attractive to them energetically. It's been so attractive to them, and it's allowed them to just open right up, right? Because of cause and effect. When we do certain things in our twin flame connection, it triggers certain responses. And in this case, it's the work that you've been doing on, healing your codependency and working on your attachment issues and working on your independence and exploring your own sexuality, that has energetically allowed them to engage with you and want to engage with you. There's been lots of growth here. And also with the Two of Swords here, there's been this ability to, I guess, finally choose closeness, physical closeness, which is something that this group of Divine Masculines has struggled with, that physical closeness, hence why they would rather just tend to their own sexual needs. And to you, Divine Feminine, it's been the opposite. You'd rather not tend to your own sexual needs if you can have those sexual needs met by a partner. And it's still very much giving avoidant attachment versus anxious attachment. So the attachment stuff that you have been doing, Divine Feminine, has been, it's been opening your Divine Masculine up energetically to really just, I don't know, something's shifted. There's growth, there's change. They're no longer with the Two of Swords, right? If we think of the traditional Two of Swords, it's where the blindfold is over the woman's eyes and she's holding the two swords. She can't make a decision. She can't do anything else. All she can do is just stay in that limbo state. And this is where the Divine Masculine had been for quite a while when it comes to the sexual integrity of the connection. And for whatever reason, now this one's not graphic, so they're extending. This is the Two of Swords here. They're wanting to, this is like, this rose to me is just very much giving peace offering. Oh my God, the Death card in this is freaky. She looks possessed. Anyway, there's absolutely, where they are wanting to engage in physical closeness. The World, they're really wanting to give to you sexually. But what about receive? I mean, you are in this moment where you are really able to receive. whereas you weren't before, because you were open to receive. You wanted to receive in order to get. You're open to receive because you have opened that receptivity to come from yourself first, Divine Feminine. I hope that makes sense. What have we got here? Yep, there that is again. 9 of Cups. They're wanting this. They're on a swing. They're wanting this. They're wanting this. There's fruit here too. It's almost like they feel safe and they feel comfortable enough to explore this in ways that they haven't with anybody else before. Swords, Wands. Sexual intent, where are we, is born of play and enjoyment, just as harmony is born of happiness. And that comes after the 9 of Cups. And the 9 of Cups here is euphoria. The light of the lantern ensures the triumph of love, overwhelms the senses, and dispels rivals and hesitations. And you know what's interesting about that euphoria? That is something that your Divine Masculine has told you before. Like, there have been times where you guys have engaged and for whatever reason, the energy was open and you guys were able to connect in true twin flame fashion, and they've been completely overwhelmed, and they have described that encounter with you as being euphoric. There's been multiple occasions where my Divine Masculine has said that to me or described it in that way. So it's really interesting that here they're saying they are ready to engage in that euphoria, and they're ready to play with that euphoria. They're ready to allow it to take them, I guess, emotionally. We've got the King of Pentacles there, and she's hiding. Where is this? Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Fear increases the distance, and pursuing your partner will do no good. Happiness is born of mutual effort to move towards each other. That's interesting. Yeah, before they were too scared.